Blah, y'all already know what it is. Your boy Yaakov, what it do? The outlet to reality, the holdest podcast in Vegas and Chicago. What up? This is the place where you want to hide from your drama or maybe hide from your baby mama. Just kidding. But anyways, I thank my fans. Thank you guys for listening, staying tuned. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Cha-ching. And today we have a very, very special guest. It's one of my main homies. He has his own company. He's a CEO, rapper, actor. Man, he got everything on the book. Give it up for Raw Child. What's up, brother? How you doing?
What's good with it, broski? How you feeling, man?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good. So for those who don't know, me and Raw Child, we actually go way back in college. Like we were one of the main actors for the TV show Take One, Pass It Back. We actually traveled together. We went to LA, which I'm gonna tell you a little short story. So from what I remember when I went to LA, uh, me and my boy, Rothschild and my cousin Daniel, we went out and we went to different universities because we were thinking about getting our masters at UCLA, USC. And it's funny because we used to tell people, yeah, we just graduated Northwestern.
Straight capping.
Right. And then one time we said that, and one of the guys or student there, he's like, oh, I just graduated from there too. He's like, Professor. I'm like, yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember him. And you know my ass.
We was wishful thinking, but
Yeah.
it happens. We was inspired. That's what matters.
Right. True
We were inspired. We were inspired to do something better than what we were doing. So
yeah. True that. And I remember, man, we went to In and Out. We actually stuck my cousin to a strip club, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen. He had a fake ID and we still got in. And the picture didn't even look like him. It looked like my cousin, and my cousin looked Asian. So I'm like, yo, we don't even look alike. So we get into the spot, and I ain't gonna lie, man. This is probably one of the first strip clubs I've ever gone to. And in my life, I was 22 or 23 when I went, actually 21 when I went with Raw Child. And when we went there was one girl, the baddest one. She was, white girl. She was so thick. I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of nervous. And I had to ask for a private dance. Brother got needs. So she was giving me a private dance. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, fans out there, I'm not afraid to say it, but I accidentally busted. my whole pants got wet. So yeah, and the worst part, I had to wear khaki pants that day. So I get to the bathroom and I'm like trying to cover it up, getting like paper towels, trying to grab it off. And my cousin's like, yo, why you taking so long in the bathroom? I'm like, bro, you're not gonna believe it, bro, but I just busted. And he's like, how the hell you busted? I said, bro, you don't understand. She was so nice. She was beautiful. She actually let me touch her. And I didn't know you were allowed to do that because it was my first time. So I was just excited.
Only you, bro.
Yeah.
You're allowed to do that.
Right. And the crazy part, we left and I was like, bro, we gotta get out of here. And I'm telling, Rothschild, my homie, I said, bro, we gotta go. He's like, why? Because, bro, there's something happened to my pants. And he started laughing. So we head out. And the crazy part, the next day, for those who don't know, I spent $345 on this girl. I can't believe it. I spent that much money. My boy got mad at me because we were supposed to do other things and I had no money in my account.
I was fucked. Man wouldn't really describe. You're going to have to post that video maybe a little later, how it really boils down.
Yeah. So, brother,
man, I just didn't see how you was able to spend so much damn money when they had promotions going.
Right,
that didn't make sense to me. They running specials and you still running up the check. I love it, man.
Oh man, brother. But tell us your perspective of what you remember when we went to LA. I really want to hear it. I really want to hear your side of the story.
Oh my gosh. I mean, just getting into LA was straight drama. Are we getting into that? Are we
Yeah,
going?
please, brother. I need you to share it. Spill the
Oh,
beans.
man. I might have to have this completely rolled for this one.
Ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen, he's about to smoke a real blunt.
damn right. Damn right. So we were going to Cali, right? What is it, 2017, 2020, no,
No,
2015?
no, no, 2014.
Damn, making me feel old. 2014. It's 2021, bro. Anyway, check this out. We get to, it's me, you, and it's your cousin. I spent the night at your house before. We get to the airport an hour, 2 hours early. Messed around with David. We still miss our damn plane. Because David wanted to say hello to everybody at the damn airport that he used to work with. Facts. Am I lying, David?
No, he's telling the
This
truth. I
can
was so emotional.
but if it's all into reality, then we just giving the reality of what the hell happened. It doesn't make sense. But as the plane is literally taking off, you still see David having a conversation with these young females as our plane is taking off. Facts are facts. Is that how you remember it,
It's a
David?
fact. It's a fact. I remember that. I felt bad.
I remember that. So how this story goes down is it eventually ends up with my boy snitching on me. Like I almost hijacked the plane because I did sneak onto the plane. We missed our plane. We were on standby. Rothschild makes the decision that I need to get a seat no matter what. We agreed, no matter what, I would get a seat because I had everything reserved in California. We didn't know if it was 3 seats left. We agreed, right?
Yeah, we
Okay.
did.
We agreed that I would get the seat to go to California to fix the reservations. So check this out. I mean, people go think I'm lying, but this is not made up. First thing I do is I run my ass to the front of the line, which I not was supposed to be at. Okay, standby is supposed to be at the back of the line. Not me. I get in the front of the line. I had already been flirting with the what do you call them? Not flight attendants, the cash.
Flight agent. The
Flight agents. Okay, so I had already been flirting with the flight agent because we had literally 7 hours layover at that point. Then?
Yeah.
8 hours, 10 hours.
Yeah.
It was 6 in the morning. I think we eventually left at 3 p.m.
Right.
So
we were there all day, brother. Yeah.
Fucking around with David, right? So check this out. I'm now jumped into the front of the line when the plane finally arrives because there's no way I'm about to risk not getting to fucking LA. Check this out. I flirt with the lady who's checking the ticket. So she never even noticed mine was a standby. She let me through. The guy behind me thought he was going to do the same thing. She looked at his ticket, saw that it was a standby, and yelled at his ass and said, you're a standby. You're not supposed to be in the front of the line. Facts. So then he gets sent to the back of the line. I'm the first one on the fucking plane, was I not?
He was. And I started sweating, man. I ain't gonna lie. I was sweating.
First one on the damn plane. I kid you not. As soon as I get on a plane, doing the same thing, flirting with the flight attendants, where you going, da-da-da-da-da. I'm putting my luggage. I'm headed to the back of the plane because we was on Spirit at that time. You see where the fuck you want on Spirit, right? There's no real assigned seats on Spirit. It was like Soul Plane. Next thing you know, as I'm flirting with the flight attendants, getting comfortable, I'm laughing my ass off. I'm like, I can't believe I'm pulling this shit off. Stunt devil. Next thing you know, we get a, can we get a Ryan Wilson to the front of the plane here? And I have no idea what the hell is going on. I'm pissed. I'm like, what? Why is this happening? How is it knowing? And who do I see as I'm going to the front of the plane? Leaving off the plane, coming to the front, I see David and his cousin sitting there with their tail in between their damn legs because they snitched on me. Now, David, why don't you tell them why you had to snitch on me? Because how did this go down?
All right, let me tell you. So the flight attendant asked me, "Where's your friend?" And I couldn't lie at that point because I'm like,
You
yo, yeah, I should have said, oh, he went home. But I was just
know,
like, yeah, I should have. But I felt bad because she's like, no, for real, where he's at? Because, I was just looking at you guys. And I'm like, honestly, I kind of stuttered a little bit. And eventually I was like, you know what? I don't want my boy to go to jail. He could be in channel 88, BET, for the highlights. I ain't trying to get my boy in trouble. So I was like, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. He did get on the plane and he got to go. And she's like, oh, you can't do that. That's so wrong. I'm calling in. And that's where she went dispatch. Can I have a Ronald Wilson and, you know what I'm saying? And when you came back, I was laughing, but I felt bad. And you're like, what the? I thought we all agreed I was supposed to be on the plane. That's what she said.
oh my goodness. What happened?
But I'm gonna be honest, that's what happened when she asked me where you were at. So I kind of had to. In a way, I was trying to protect us because I didn't want you to get in trouble. And
Right.
what I'm
Doing
saying.
other shit. I got you. Thank you, David.
Anytime, brother. And I remember this. This ain't no lie. Ron Charles told me this. This is the last time I'm gonna fly with your ass because you made me miss my flight. And I was like, damn, brother, I don't know how to tell you, man. I messed up, but beat it by the boot, you know what I'm saying? But
It was innocent enough because you was legitimately trying to say hi to everybody that you ain't seen in probably a month or two.
right. No, true fact.
About a month or two, right?
Yeah.
I get you. You know what I mean? Shit happens. We know you're not in charge of the flight schedule next time. So
Yeah. That's true.
I got to come visit you in Vegas anyway soon, but we might have to drive. So
there you go, brother. There you go. Well, real quick, man, for my fans out there, this is Raw Child, aka Kush. That was his active name in Take One, Pass It Back. And now, real quick, y'all, for those who don't know, Raw Child actually never smoked weed in college. I'm gonna get it out there, real truth. When he played the character Kush, the crazy part is that he didn't smoke. Now, today's century, my boy smokes like never before. I think he's more released, that he's free now. He's back to reality. So, my man, brother, I always wanted to ask you, brother, what made you wanting to try smoking weed or get into it? That's what I'm real curious about.
gotcha. So I would have to say this. I started smoking when I was 27. 27. I started smoking during quarantine, honestly. So, and also you got to be careful what you manifest into the universe, right, Kush? I've noticed that you got to be careful because whatever you put out into the universe, whether it's good or bad, it may just come true. So if you're going to do something, let it be something you want to do. But as far as smoking weed, man,
That was a strong puff, ladies and gentlemen. One of the realest puff pass.
right?
Right.
That's myself for that one. But with all honesty, man, it was a conscious decision. I'm an artist. I'm an artist. I'm in the studio 24/7. And I've had my whole life sober for the most part, and I wanted a different perspective. When it came to my music, what happened was I went to Vegas not that long before I started smoking, and I experienced edibles. And the experience was something I've never experienced before. And I describe it as I was hearing colors.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I was hearing colors. And when I listened to music for the first time, I felt gypped because I felt like I've been listening my whole life wrong when it comes to music. It slows things down. And there's documentaries on Netflix that explains the correlation between smoking weed and jazz and how it gave jazz player an edge back in the day, and different artists like so. So it's not that I need weed for sure. I enjoy it. It allows me to enjoy my day to day. I think a little bit more than I was, at least. I'm not saying that I can, but than I was. Allowed me to slow things down. Because sometimes you can move too quick in life. You know, the reality is you can't move too quick, and sometimes you got to slow shit down to get the full perspective. So that's what I'm rolling up to these days.
I like that, brother. And what do you think about young people like in high school smoking weed? You think it's better that they wait like until they're in college when their mind is more, I guess, established and formed all the way, or just do it right away in high school? What do you think, brother?
I definitely feel that people should wait till their minds develop. As I mentioned, you know, when I do decisions, they're conscious decisions. Is very little decisions that was maybe on a whim, you know, or with little thought behind it. For me, at least. And I look at it as a tool. Not all weed is the same. There's weeds that give you energy. There's weeds that give you focus. There's weeds that take away pain. You know, there's different what is it, medicinal purposes to it,
Yeah,
medical purpose, medicinal. There we go. Shit,
yeah.
I'm medicinal purposes to marijuana that actually can help a lot of people. And I was a critic. I was a big critic. I'm not going to lie. I was a critic because I thought it was just slowing people down and making them dumb. You know, I didn't really know exactly what's happening. I'm not saying that doesn't happen for some. I think anything, too much of anything, can be an issue. You
I
got to
like
be able to find your balance, right? And I think if you know what life is like sober, it just allows you to understand a different perspective, right? And you have the ability to kind of bounce back and forth. But more than anything, it's a tool. I
yeah.
use it as an edge, a little bit of an edge.
Cool, cool. Well, I was gonna say too, man. Like, my first time, smoking, of course, which was in L.A. And honestly, I just remember my eyes being so red. I didn't really feel that tipsy, but like it does for me, give me like that tipsy side effect. Like I feel like real chill. Um, I honestly, for me, I like drinking better. I don't know, that's just me. I think I just like it. Everyone's different, right? But that's my thing. And also too, like I remember one time this actually happened like a couple years ago. I was talking to one of my rabbis and I asked him, you think weed is bad? Like you think we can do it and stuff? This is before I went to Cali. And he goes, honestly, David, in the Torah, there's nothing about weed in the Torah. It didn't even exist. So technically we can do it, but he said that we have to follow what the law, wherever state or country you live in, you have to follow what the law says, right? So like for example, back then at that time in Illinois it was illegal to have weed basically or smoke it. So he's like, you got to follow whatever country or state you at, you got to follow what their rules are because you don't want to get in trouble, right? So that's the time you got to follow. But nowadays, Illinois is legal, Vegas is legal, so I can't get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So now I could be like, well, the rules are, you know what I'm saying? And then I got a whole new different perspective. So I gotta say, like now I am more like open-minded about it. The same like you, brother. Even though I did that back in Cali that one time, I did it again like maybe maybe 4 or 5 years later down the road. And but yeah, man, it really it does give you a different like it does use a different part of your brain for sure. Hands down. I agree 100%, brother. Well, real quick, brother, I want to ask you something else aside from weed.
Mm-hmm.
What did from being part of Take One Pass It Back, one of my favorite TV shows. If y'all never seen this on YouTube, one of the best sitcoms that started in Chicago. And that's what really got me and Raw Child really close too, because we spend like 3 to 4 days a week together. And Victor was trying to, make sure we were all memorizing the script, even though I didn't memorize it. And me and Rothschild always improving all the time because that's what we're good at. And so yeah, brother, I want to ask you what are your fond memories that you could remember in that show?
Man, there's really so many of them. I think it's the energy. It's always about the energy, the dynamic, right? The dynamic of working with people who are like-minded is really was always my biggest takeaway from it. I mean, we were nuts, you know that. We were a little bit younger, not saying we still are nuts, but anything was a go. Anything we could think of. Like everything we said on this show so far, as crazy as it is, it's been true. It's been real shit.
Right.
As raw as it comes. So I kind of miss getting on Victor's ass. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie, he's so passionate as a director, and he wants it right. And any good director would want it right. And it was just it was fun to fuck with him because he's Victor. You know what I mean? He's our brother. In a way there. So just the people. What keeps people around in anything a lot of time is the people, which is the energy. Yeah, so that's what I think I would always miss or do miss if I was to miss something for sure.
Yeah, for sure, brother. And also too, man, like I think that us hanging out together, it really felt like kind of like a fraternity, but like a co-ed fraternity, because we always chilled, even if we don't talk every day, we knew that that Sunday we had to meet up. You know what I'm saying? And we're like a family, man. Believe it or not, brother, we've been together for a long time throughout all college. And, and right, and you even know when you used to walk into school, everybody be like, "Oh, let's go, Kush! There goes Kush!"
Yeah, no shit.
So it's real good stuff, man. I'm really happy, man, and I'm glad we'll always have that as a legacy. Like it'll always be a part of us. You feel me?
Oh yeah, yeah. We're still pushing too. That's one thing that people, good content never does.
Right, right. It's true, brother. It's real true. And brother, so ever since after the show, after graduation, what made you basically be start your own company? Like, tell us a little bit about it.
Gotcha, Raw Gang. So it didn't start as Raw Gang. Fresh out of college, it started as REP, Raw Empire Productions, and I had several partners that was working with me for that. Um, it didn't go where I wanted it to go. I was a young entrepreneur, fresh out of college. The type of individual that I am is I'm a hustler. I go, go, go. And I don't like taking breaks in between. And now as I'm getting more mature, I'm learning to take breaks in between, right? So I can see what I learned or where I met and made mistakes in my first business or where things might have went wrong. But these days, it's always been the same. Artistry, putting artistry first, right? And trying to figure out if it's possible to take ordinary people like ourselves and position them to what one would call a dream, or know as the dream, right? And what we do now is we do all the different music services, right? So the production, the mixing. I don't know if you know the details of what it takes to make a music, but we do everything that you can do to music to actually make quality music. That's where it starts. But overall, Raw Gang is a collective of different ideas and strategies and is ever evolving. And it actually formally formed as a LLC on my mother's birthday during quarantine, which was July 29th. So it's definitely still a new business. But where we're going and what we've been doing so far, I feel like a mini Tesla. Extremely far from it, but I feel like it. I get the energy, and the team where they're at these days is not just about me. It's about others, seeing them win for their families. Seeing them blow their own minds is what it's really all about.
Wow. And how do you find these artists? Like, do they find you, or you scoop out and like you meet them at like an event, and then you're like, hey, I want you part of my squad. This is what I'm all about. Or how do you yeah? So basically, how do you recruit them or get people to come?
So in the beginning, I was always my first artist. So Raw Child is my artist name. Raw is my actual name. It's my initial spelled out, RAW, right? So people call me Raw, and then my artist Raw Child. So that's where that came from. How we found the artists in the beginning is honestly, it started out with people reaching out to me because I was promoting myself as an artist. And after graduating college, I knew I had learned things that a lot of people wasn't going to get to learn if I didn't help them learn it, if that makes sense. It took me 5 years to graduate.
Yeah.
Some people don't even graduate. Congratulations for you to graduating, because that's huge. A lot of people that we were close to, they did graduate. They made it through. But not everybody you went to college with did graduate, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. That's definitely okay. Everybody has their own path. Honestly, if I could do it all over again, I might have taken a different route. Who knows? But I took the route I was supposed to take because I got to meet people like you and many other great people. So I was meant to go that path. But a lot of it was connections through college. I'm very well connected because I've lived and grown up in a lot of different places. So I'm known in a lot of different places. And when you believe in people, it's really nothing to reach out to them and let them know, hey, I believe in you and I think you could take it to another level. I think where things went wrong is in the beginning, I was the pilot. And it takes time. It takes time to grow a business. And people want to see results immediately, overnight, but it doesn't work like that. It's growing pains. For example, Amazon, they didn't actually see profit for 10 years. A lot of people bet against Amazon. They bet that they wouldn't make it. It was just a little book company, right?
Yeah.
So I've learned over time that you got to keep people in the right spirit, in the right energy. You got to pour faith into them. You got to lead from the front. If there's shots being fired, you got to be the first one out there. And if you have that type of mindset, your team will always be the ones out there with you. And that's kind of how we move these days. The people that are in my team are the people I want there. There's a couple other individuals that I want that I'm working on getting, but right now we're pretty solid where we're at.
Wow. That's what's up, brother. And do you feel like, both of us were graduates, we graduated at Northeastern Illinois University. What did you get out of college? What did you feel that really from today in the real world that you've used that actually was really effective? Like what class, what course, or maybe what even like an experience? Yeah.
It was how to yeah. I mean, as the experience of if you're looking at a dollar value of college, if you're looking at the perspective of if you're asking if it's worth it or what was my experience, right, and what I could pull from it, because not everybody's going to go to college,
Right.
and I don't want people to think that they have to go to college to be something, because you don't. There's many, 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 many great people who didn't go. But I'm not saying not to go. It's a choice. Just understand if you go while you're going. I don't think people should go if they're doing it just because someone else want them to do it. I think there's a lot of that, their parents push them to do this or that. And I've learned on the other end what that can do. I mean, school is really expensive. Some schools is, when we were looking at California, $65K a year,
Yeah.
right? That's not for everybody, definitely if they're not fully committed. But in my experience, I would say the people that I was able to bump shoulders with, that was huge for me. The networking, because again, a lot of the people that I met are still fans of myself and my music and what I'm doing today. You know, that's huge. But when I was in college, bro, I mean, I was working 50 hours a week, running an auto shop, doing 15 credit hours at school, and it would take me sometimes 2.5 hours to even drive to school. And I did that for 5 years straight, no breaks. And I turned myself into a machine. I call myself the ultimate hustler. Um, and because of that, I developed a character that I could take with me anywhere I go, and I could apply it to anything. Is to learn how to balance, right? It ups one's responsibility. It doesn't. I don't think people take from school what they realize or what they thought they were going to take. You know, people go, I'm gonna learn this, I'm gonna learn that. But it's a lot of character things that actually take into play. You're 18, you're learning responsibility, learning to turn shit in. You know, in college, they don't remind you of every, oh, this is due. Hey, don't forget this is due tomorrow. And that was really new to me. You know, I had to take a whole year of remedial classes. People don't really know that. You know, and it's crazy because once I got to college, everybody just thought I was smart as fuck. It wasn't that, I just wanted it the most.
Wow.
You know, and somehow I was able to make the dean's list and graduate with high honors and shit like that. You know, because at some point somebody told me I couldn't do it. Somebody betted against me, and I
Damn.
had to prove them wrong. They thought I was going to be a nobody, you know, and I had to show them, not for them, for me, but I
Yeah.
still had to prove to myself that, hey, no, you are somebody. And really, on an outlet to reality, the biggest truth to anybody that I can give watching the show is don't let nobody tell you what you can and can't do. Assuming it's not hurting anybody or doing anything you shouldn't be doing ultimately. But if there's something you want to be, you should be working towards that. And that's the truth. When I wake up today, I don't go to a job. I'm not clocking in. I'm doing what I need to do to move my business forward, to move my artistry forward, and to move my team forward in their livelihood. That's it, and that's all. And through that, we join great relationships, ideas we bring together, and we break bread together. And we look to do that for many years to come.
I like that, brother. Yeah, honestly, man, I was gonna say like to add on. So for me, college was actually I actually had a bad experience in high school. I didn't really like it. I hated it. When I got to college and meeting you, doing take one, pass it back, I felt really good being very popular. I've never had that experience where everybody's, oh my gosh, that's Yaakov, Yaakov, Yahoo, Yaakov, you know what I'm saying? So it was just so nice. And I'm not gonna lie, but a lot of teachers were always having me as their favorite because they already knew my reputation. They knew I was really good. And one thing I got to say, brother, and I agree with you 100%. I think network is one of the biggest thing that I took out of that, and persuasion. When we took Wilfredo's class, persuasion in small group, and we learned about how to have a cohesive group and how to work together as a whole and as a team. I think that was one of the best classes I've ever took, and I use that when I'm forming my own little team, whether it's at work, whether it's at a sports game, whatever it is. And even like persuasion, right? That's one of my biggest attributes I have is I'm very good at persuading people to join something if they don't want to do it. Like I'll tell you a quick story, guys. So one time, Victor actually he told us that, well, he told me on the side, he's like, David, I want to do another season of Take One Pass It Back. It was the first season we already did, right? And I told Vic, Vic. I don't know how to tell you this, brother, but I think if we do another season, it's gonna change your life. He's like, man, ain't gonna change my life. It's a lot of work. I'm gonna get depressed. It's just too much shit, and I got a lot of things in my head, and I ain't trying to do that. I'm gonna look, brother. You gotta hear me out. This is like Bad Boys for Life. You're Will Smith, and I'm Martin Lawrence. Okay, I'm trying to persuade you to stay together. Okay, we ride and we die together. Bad Boys for Life. Like I'm like, brother, we gotta do this. He's like, why? Because what we have, and I'm gonna brag a little bit. Take One, Pass It Back is a funny show, hands down. One of the most diverse casts I've ever seen on YouTube till this day. Second, most of our stuff is improv, even though it's script, improv. And a lot of people, when they see the show, they can relate to somebody in the show. Whether it's big man, you like to eat a lot of chips. Whether it's Kush, you like to smoke a lot. Whether it's Yaakov, we likes to laugh. All these things. And a lot of people don't understand, but when we did season 2 real quick, we had the first time we put season 2, episode 3 or 4, it reached over 2,000 views in a week. And I was like, dang, it'd be all season 1. And imagine we never did that. We would have been like, damn, we missed that opportunity. But like I was saying, it really, honestly, all these experiences has really taught me like how to work with different people's characters. Like there was times you even know, brother, that some of the cast members they got into a little bit, which is normal. It's kind of like a brother-sister relationship. You're always going to get somebody irritated somehow. But at the end of the day, we know we're a family. You know what I'm saying? And another thing too, I think what education really does for minorities is that it basically shows the world that we're beating the odds. The universe, not the universe, but society itself doesn't want us to go to school. Back in the days, people weren't even allowed to read and write. So it's a privilege to get an education. I'm just saying. Because for us, like for me, I was the first generation of my parents to actually graduate. I don't know if it was for you too, Rothschild. Was it your first time too?
Yeah.
So you know what it was, right?
Yeah.
So it shows that we were able to break the curse. That's how I look at it. You and I. If we never went to college, this is my opinion, we repeat the same history that our parents did. We were the only ones who could break that curse. It's the same thing like if you come from a family that were all divorced and you actually get married and don't divorce, you broke that curse, believe it or not. You don't repeat history. I feel like our parents, they want us to do better than them. That's their goal, right? And I think that's what we're doing, man. We're making a change. All these young people that are going to watch this tonight, tomorrow, whenever, they're going to look back and they're like, dang, they were right. Man, and I'm not saying everybody should get education. I'm just saying it's good to read. It's good to educate yourself somehow, whether it's, reading books, newspaper, or, in the internet. You just got to watch out what you read because some stuff could be very biased. You got to have you got to look at everything in 2 different angles. And my brother right here is a history major. So this brother, he knows all the history. Am I right, brother?
Yeah, I'm a history minor.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So y'all got to watch out, man. He might pull up 1984 and 68 at 7 o'clock. You know what I'm saying?
So, man, it was like I say, that was intentional too. I knew I would never do anything as far as being a history teacher or anything like that. It wasn't about that. It's about understanding that history repeats itself. So if you got a solid understanding what's happened in the past, you'll have a solid understanding what's looked to happen in the future. Simple as that. You know, and I come from history. My ancestors were slaves, and I mean, some of my ancestors were Europeans, but it's a melting pot. It's good to know where everybody comes from.
Yeah, it's true, brother. It's true. And I think I was the first Jewish Hispanic that you ever met, believe it or not, right? Am I?
Yeah, I mean, black Jewish guy, man. So both of you.
Yeah.
I was real confusing. I thought you guys were lying and pulling my leg for a bit. You know what I mean? And then the only thing that I knew you weren't fucking with me is when I looked over, because you was literally like, you were smiling just like no. So I'm
Yeah.
like, he's fucking with me. He's fucking with me. There's no way. And I looked over, you had that, I forget what they're called, the with the candles.
Oh, the menorah. Menorah.
Lenore, right. You had that at the crib, at your mom's house.
Yeah.
So I'm like, he's legit. And
Right.
I learned something. I mean, because again, I learned about different ethnicities being Jewish that weren't white, right? But I never came across any. I had only seen them on YouTube up until you.
Right.
Baby.
Man, I like that, brother. I like that, man. Oh, it's good stuff, bro. It's good stuff, man. And also, like you have a good family, brother. I met your mom that one time when you stayed over,
Yeah,
and
so,
we went to LA the next day. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, like you always family. Like honestly, my family loves you, man. Jimmy, Henry, we all have big hearts for you, bro. You're like part of the family, believe it or not. You know, my home is always open. And it's funny because everybody knows you. Like everybody, oh, stand that shit,
you
nigga.
remember you used to make me rap for him every Sunday.
Right?
To your mom was in the living room rapping to your mom and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true, man. It was an open mic. Open mic.
Like, I mean, if it wasn't, you made it. You made it open mic, you know? So, yeah, those was good times, man. She used to love that. She
Right.
used to love that. I make sure when things open up, she got tickets for sure.
Right, for sure, man. And I remember too, like, you remember my birthday like 2 years ago?
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, we took so many shots in my backyard. It was so nice to have almost the whole crew from Take One Pass It Back. And that's when I met your girl for the first time.
Yeah.
And we were just, man, I'm like, hey, everybody, this is a big deal. We got to take a shot. We're actually back together. And it felt nice, man. It felt like the song, Back to Reality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Even the
Oh,
entourage that wasn't even in the show was there.
right, for real.
You remember? Like, whoa, you here too. It was
Well,
great. It was great.
yeah, good times, man. Good times.
Great.
Well, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. This is the outlet to reality, the holdest podcast in Vegas and Chicago. What up? Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Ching! And you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and TikTok. And for my fans out there, don't forget the outlet to reality is my username on IG, and my Snapchat is Take One Pass It, and my TikTok is the at Yaakov 28. And Raw Child, where can my people find you, brother?
Oh, definitely. You can check me at rawchild.net. Also, you can check me out on IG, raw_child, hollering out hot back at you, right? Raw_child. You can check that on Snapchat. That's where I do more of my day-to-day moves. I'm more active on Snapchat at raw_child probably than anything. But IG, definitely. I'm hot on there too. That's where you can find me. I'm on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, all of that.
I like that. Thanks, guys. Peace.